It's Monday, it's puck time, and it's just me and Alex B. Smith. How are you, buddy? How was your weekend?
Pretty good. There's a lot of everything going on. You had, hockey, you got college basketball, obviously, March Madness in full swing. Had some high school hockey here in Minnesota, some decent matches as well. So just everything's been rolling. So pretty good stuff. Getting ready for another busy week.
Excellent. I won yesterday. I had Calgary, but I lost on Saturday. But I had a decent run. I'm excited about this week in betting. And remember, Alex, I need you to be ready to host the show Thursday and Friday.
Right, I'll be ready.
Okay, good. Let's get into it, brother. I think we've got 7 games on tap, and let's start with the one that is most interesting to me. The Toronto Maple Leafs. 2 of the top goalies in the league face off tonight. Leafs hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's basically minus 110 money line, both sides of the board. The over is 6.5 minus 135. This game is going to be a playoff atmosphere, Alex. Toronto wants to beat these teams. They want to make a statement. They just came off a win in Edmonton, and a bad win at that. I mean, they almost lost it with 2 goals scored in the last 2 minutes, and really could have been a third. But the Leafs are rolling right now. They've won 3 of their last 5 games. They've won 6 of their last 8. And Tampa Bay, well, we know all they've done is roll, but they did just lose a game to Minnesota and bounce back against Detroit. They barely beat Detroit. Look, my attitude has always been when two great teams meet, especially over teams, I think they play close, they play tight, and I think 6.5 might be a bit too high. I like the under in this game, and as far as the side goes, I want to bet the Leafs, but I can't. I refuse to bet against Tampa Bay at any point right now. And Tampa Bay as well has gone under 4 of their last 5 games, and the one game they didn't go under was a push. So I'm liking the under here, dude.
Yeah, and it's interesting. We're seeing 6.5 with this number. The last 2 times they played this year, we actually saw 7. So you're getting a bit of, they're adjusting it a little bit. But it's kind of tough though, because you're looking at guys that are out right now. For Tampa Bay, no Dan Girardi, no Anton Strawman. And then on the flip side, you got Jake Gardner, obviously been out for a while, Toronto. So having defensemen out, that kind of hurts with that under. But like I said, these teams have been trending under overall and against one another. 6 of the last 10 meetings have gone under the total. 4 of the last 5 for Tampa, as you mentioned, and 7 of the last 10 for Tampa on the road. Like I said, so I think this will be a game where the Lightning will be fired up for, as opposed to maybe a couple games down the road, because they're already in playoff position. They've got the division locked up, where Toronto, on the other hand, only 4 points behind Boston for what will be home ice in that first round series. So if I had to play a side, I would lean with the Leafs, but I like the under there as well.
He's Alex B. Smith. I'm the Prez. You're watching Puck Time. You can check us out every day, Monday to Friday, on our YouTube channel, WagerTalk TV, as well as Sports Memo, the home of Alex Smith, and WagerTalk, the home of me. If you guys want 7 days of our NHL plays, use the promo code NHL35. It's only $35. Alex, let's talk about the New York Islanders against Columbus. Columbus just jumped in to the wild card spot. They're tied with Montreal, but do have a game in hand. It's really going to go down to the wire between Carolina, Columbus, and Montreal. But Columbus, I mean, every game right now is must win for them. And same almost with the New York Islanders, who just really are not playing as good hockey as they were. Columbus, they've won 2 of their last 3. They look great against Pittsburgh last night, but 2 nights ago. But the game before that, they lost to Pittsburgh 3-0. The New York Islanders, they lost to Philadelphia 5-2, but they did beat Ottawa in both their games. That's not saying much. The New York Islanders minus 105. The over and under here is 5.5. And, I really want to play the under in this hockey game, Alex. If you take a look, the last 3 Columbus games have gone under. The last 3 Islander games have gone over, but it's a little bit phony given they were playing Ottawa Before that, against Philly and Washington, they only put up a 1 spot. I lean on the under, but I really would like to see a 6.
Yeah, I get you with that too. But this is going to be a tight defensive game, at least for, I would say, early in the portion. May want to look at the first period under, something you don't say often with the Columbus Blue Jackets. But I can see this being tight early, and then we see things open up in the second period and beyond. And like I said, it could be tight enough all the way through where I like the draw play at plus 275 find on the regulation line. I mean, you have the Islanders. They've done well against Columbus, especially at home, 10-1-4. So they've earned points in 14 last 15 meetings at home against Columbus. This is the Islander team. They play much better at home than on the road. And the Blue Jackets, I got greedy. I was on Pittsburgh that game when they played last week in Pittsburgh. That was my 5-star winner. Tried to go back again with Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh was dominating for the good 35, 40 minutes of that game. It was at the end when Columbus finally pulled away and got a much-needed 2 points at home. So like I said, this is a big game for both teams, but an even bigger spot for Columbus. I don't know if they show up here. I mean, we've seen Artemi Panarin go cold. He's been held scoreless for the last 5 games. It's gonna be a tough go if he doesn't get. He's the catalyst of that offense. Even though there's a ton of talent there, he's got to get things rolling for everybody else to get going. So under looks like I said, if you can find a 6, play the under. But 5.5, it would probably fall right on the number of that. I would just kind of lean back.
I'm with you 100%. Philadelphia Flyers, man, they're not out of it. They're 5 points out. They need to put a big run together, and it really needs to start tonight against the lowly Ottawa Senators. They are minus 290. The spread here is minus 1.5, minus 110. I'm worried about taking the puck line here. Ottawa's not playing terrible. They would have covered the puck line in Boston 2 nights ago where they lost 3-2, and they really only lost that game in the last minute of play. They would have covered the puck line against the Islanders 3 games ago against Florida. I'm worried about the puck line here. The over and under is 6.5. And, I like to play the overs right now in the Ottawa games because Ottawa's just can't play defense. The problem is, can they score? I think the play here might be over on the Philadelphia team. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. I like over for Philadelphia, and I do like Philadelphia in regulation.
No, I agree with you. You're right on the money with that Philly team total over 3.5. Laying a little bit of juice with 145. But if you look at their recent history, they've been the team that's been scoring. We've seen them score 3 or more goals in 7 straight games. So playing an Ottawa team, like I said, they can't play a lick of defense. And the interest level, will it be there? We'll see early or not. Like I said, if I had to play something side-related, I would lean with Ottawa plus 1.5. I can see this being kind of a closer game. Philly doesn't really blow teams out too often, but like I said, this is a bigger game for Philly than Ottawa. If they want to get a run going, there's no better team to do it against than the Ottawa Senators. So I like slightly lean with Philly to win the game, but I'm not going to lay 295, almost 300 to find out about it.
Yeah, and Columbus and Carolina are both playing tonight, and one can argue that both teams should lose tonight. If Philadelphia can win here, they're only going to be 3 points back of Columbus, assuming Columbus loses. This is an absolutely crucial spot for Philly, and I think we're going to get their best effort. So, for me, it's Philly in regulation and Philly over 3.5 goals. Let's talk about the Shark versus the Wild. Minnesota, this team might be the hottest team in hockey right now. They lost 3 of their last 4 games. I get it. But 2 of those games were against Nashville, and both of them went to overtime. They did have one of those bad spots against Florida, and Carmine and I actually spoke about it on Friday. But going into Tampa Bay and winning 3-0, going into Calgary and winning 4-2, going into Winnipeg and winning 3-2, I would not want to play this team in the first round, and that is what Calgary is looking to be doing right now. They're playing San Jose, and San Jose, my God, Alex, this team is absolutely unstoppable right now. Just beat St. Louis, whooped Montreal and Chicago, beat Colorado. They've won 4 games in a row. We've got them as a short favorite on the road at minus 130. Alex, to me, the play here is Minnesota, and Minnesota. I think given that Minnesota is coming off of a loss against Florida, coming home after a 3-game road trip, Minnesota is in absolute must-win mode. They're holding on to the last wild card by 1 point with Arizona and Colorado right behind them. San Jose Sharks, look, they need to win this game too for seeding purposes, but this is a tough spot for San Jose. I am all over Minnesota.
Man, you talk about Minnesota, a team like you just mentioned, beat some really good teams down the stretch. Kind of fell, short to Nashville. Like I said, a couple games and went to OT, beat Tampa Bay and a shocker. And then the next night had a flat spot in Florida, and now they're back home for a must-win game. I'm not taking Minnesota. I've seen them blow this way too many times. They are 1-7 in the last 8 games at home. They have been dominating at home and been horrible on the road. That's flip-flopped as of late. You got a San Jose team that's 1-7-9 on the road. They will be without Evander Kane. He's going to miss this one, but even with that, we know all the talent San Jose has. I think this might even be a flatter spot here for Minnesota coming back off that road trip. I like San Jose here at a short price.
We disagree on this game. He's Alex B. Smith. You find him at sportsmemo.com. He's got an NHL play up tonight. It's $9 Mondays, so every play at WagerTalk and Sports Memo is only $9. I've got 2 hockey plays tonight up at WagerTalk. Alex has 1. If you want a week of all our plays, just use the promo code NHL35, and it's only $35 for a full week. We just mentioned the Arizona Coyotes. They're on the road playing Chicago. Arizona is playing really, really good right now. They just beat LA. They just beat Calgary. They lost to Anaheim, but really, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of their last 9 games, they've put up a W. Chicago's overrun came to an end, Alex. Time to actually jump right on the over. I like the over in this game. It's 6.5 minus 115. Chicago is minus 115 in this game. And Chicago is, they're going to tell you they're not out of it. They're 7 points back, but there's too many teams for them to leapfrog. I think Chicago is out of it. I think we're going to see them play good hockey as they have been. I'm nervous here. I think Arizona is going to give it their all. My money's on the over.
Yeah, I would definitely look at the over here and this as well. Like I said, that run of now 23 or 24 and 2 last 26 games over the total. It's an absolutely unbelievable run. And you got the Coyotes playing some really good hockey. They've won 11 of the last 14 games overall. They still got, like I said, a legitimate puncher's chance in the wild card spot. But the biggest thing here is that they were at home for 2 weeks. Had their longest homestand of the season, 7 games, and they went 6-1 there. This team does not play that well on the road, and they haven't played well against the Hawks. They've lost 4 of the last 5 games at the United Center, 13 of the last 18 meetings overall. It's a Hawks team, like I said, even though they're out of the race, they're still playing competitive hockey. You got Patrick Kane still playing lights out, trying to make a run for the Hart Trophy as MVP. I saw an interesting stat, too. The 3 players that have accumulated the most points for their team throughout the year. We talk about all the trio for Boston and Tampa Bay, but it's Patrick Kane, Alex DeBrincat, and Jonathan Toews. 232 total points, the highest mark of any 3 players on a team in the league right now. Arizona, like I said, their run is hot on home, not on the road. They've lost 5 of the last 8 on the highway. So I like the Hawks here at a short price. I think it's going to be a competitive game. They should win at home again.
Absolute must-win mode. We're going to be saying this a lot over the next 3 weeks as teams jockey for position and other teams jockey to make the playoffs. And here are 2 teams that are jockeying to make the playoffs. Colorado against Carolina. Colorado is 2 points out behind Minnesota and Dallas. Dallas is 3 on them. Dallas is idle tonight. Colorado has a chance to jump above them. Colorado's got to win this game, and so does Carolina. Carolina is 2 points in playoff contention right now. Neither of these teams can let up. Both of these teams, Carolina has lost 2 of their last 3, but man, did they ever look good in Nashville. Colorado's won 2 of their last 3, but man, did they ever look bad in Dallas. I don't know what to do total-wise. It's a 6, which I think is a perfect number for this game. I can't play over or under, but I do lean on Colorado at minus 1.5. I just feel like the home ice advantage in this particular spot is going to do them well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've won 12 of the last 13 meetings against Carolina at home, and that's got a lot to say for things. Especially this Carolina team. Like I said, they got blown out by Winnipeg over the weekend, and they bounced right back the next night. Got a tough win over Nashville. So now this is another tough game, playing on the road in altitude against a Colorado team that, like I said, needs to win and keep every single point counts for them as well. I lean with Colorado here as well. The total's a little iffy because we've seen Colorado when they play well, they're trending under. It's when they start getting sloppy that their games go over. We see Carolina go over the total for the last 6. So can't play the total here. I like at minus $1.05. I like the Avalanche.
He's Alex. I'm the Prez, and we agree on that play. Last game on the board, brother. The New York Rangers on the road at plus 135 against the Oilers. And the Oilers have been playing outstanding hockey for the first time in 2 years. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, and dude, they almost snuck out a win against Toronto. And I tell you, I watched that whole game, and you know, if it wasn't for Anderson, I actually think Edmonton had a chance to win that game. They look great against Vancouver, Buffalo, Columbus, Ottawa. Now they play the Rangers, and the Rangers are a disaster. They've lost 6 of their last 7. The only game they won was their last one against New Jersey, who is worse than they are. Edmonton is at minus 165. Alex, the play here, and a play that I like a lot, is Edmonton in regulation.
I agree 100%. That's the only way I would look here. Like I said, the Ranger team, obviously, if they're going to get fired up for any game down the stretch, it was the game they won the other night against New Jersey. That's a rival of theirs. But now, going on the road to Western Canada, they've struggled to play, a lot of games on the road well. It's the Edmonton team that's rolling right now. One of those teams that we talked about where they're out of the playoff race, but they just want to play good hockey to finish up the year. Like I said, definitely wouldn't lay 155, taking in regulation at minus $1.05.
He's Alex B. Smith. I'm the Prez, and that, my friends, is what we call PuckTime, the best hockey show in the world. Tons of gambling information.
I went the whole episode without drinking my pop either.
Yeah, I'm a little out of it today. Anyway, check us out at WagerTalk TV Monday to Friday, and Alex will be hosting on Thursday and Friday as I'm going to Park City for skiing. Alex, let's call it a day. I got Morning Joe to tape. Teddy's on Morning Joe, everybody, so make sure to watch that, and thank you so much for being such incredible listeners. Make sure to comment and post, and Alex and I will read them and try respond. Be well, my friend.
Cheers, Joe.